days. You guys want to see something stupid?
Oh, yeah.
You got to think back in the old days, in the early 30s and 40s. So you got to think back in the old days. In the early 30s and 40s, the Seminole man would have to go hunt for his family, and he would do that by taking a long canoe trip away from camp. Now the problem with that was they would hunt small pigs, mammals, raccoons, things like that. Now the problem was they would try and bring it back in the hot Florida sun, and if they were too far away from camp, that meat would rot. So they would either have to cook it on the spot or chance rotting it on the way back. So they developed this bare-handed capture technique where one Seminole man can go into the Everglades by himself, capture an alligator by himself, tie him up by himself, and bring it back to his family. They'd storm in a pit just like this. When the family was ready to eat, they took out the alligators, and now you have fresh meat. Makes sense, right? Now, a little bit about these two guys before we continue. This one over here, his name is Big Boy. He's about 12 feet, weighing in at about 800 pounds. You guys want to get your cameras out? We'll get you some good pictures. Oh, nice big, pretty boy. All right. You guys see those choppers in there, right?
Yeah.
See if I can twist them around for you guys to see. So those choppers in there, he's got 40 on top, 40 on the bottom, okay? The closing ability of an alligator. I will show you. It's about 1,800 pounds of pressure per square inch. What that means exactly is that anything that goes inside the alligator's mouth most indefinitely stays inside the alligator's mouth. Everybody with me now? Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is a little capture technique that was developed by and perfected by, like I said, the Seminole and Miccosukee people. I'm going to walk you through it. So I'm going to pull him by his tail. Simple reasoning behind that. Look really close, guys. No choppers on this end. So I'm going to pull him out. I want to get him straight, and I want to get him to not pay attention to me. And then very carefully, I'm going to do what's called a quick catch. So as quickly and as carefully as possible, straight to the back of the alligator. How about a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? That's not easy.
Yeah.
So as I said before, the closing ability of an alligator is about 1,800 pounds per square inch. However, the opening ability is not as much. So with my own two hands, I can hold this alligator's mouth shut. That does not make him safe, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, if he wants to twist, rattle, shake, or roll, he can break loose from my grip. Now, the safest place on an alligator is where I'm sitting, believe it or not. However, if he does shake, rattle, or roll and break loose from me, this is no longer the safest position on an alligator. Everybody agree?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so bear with me here. Use your imagination. Pretend I'm a Seminole man. Which, aside from this shirt, I don't really look like a Seminole man. But pretend I'm a Seminole man. I just caught myself an alligator. Now what I want to do is tie the rope around his jaws to secure his jaws. So something's got to hold the mouth shut, right? Because what do you need to tie a rope, ladies and gentlemen?
Both hands.
Both hands, that's right. You need two hands to tie a rope. Something's got to hold this mouth shut. Little girl, can you come over here and hold this mouth shut so I can tie the rope to the crowd? No? You're not going to do that? Kidding. Guys, with my chest and my chin, this technique is called bulldogging. I'm going to hold his mouth shut. That enables me to have two free hands, which enables me to tie the rope around this alligator. Okay? So get ready. You can take some cool pictures right here. Again, this technique is called bulldogging. Here we go. So with my chest and my chin, I hold the mouth shut. You can clap. Go ahead.
Woo!
So I hold his mouth shut. This gives me ability to take out my rope, tie it around his jaws, and bring the alligator home to my mother-in-law. Sounds good, right? I bet there's a couple of you in the crowd that would like to do the same thing. Now, I've been doing this for about 5.5 weeks, so I'm a professional. And I saw some cool tricks on YouTube last night, so I'm going to go ahead and try them out.
Right on.
This next one is really dangerous, but it looks really good, too, if you guys want to go ahead and get your cameras out. This one's called the Florida Smile. And I'm going to do it on 3. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Not all at once. I expect this from the morning bowl. You guys need to wrestle alligators. It's like drinking 8 Red Bulls and a shot of
I imagine.
all at one time. Okay, Florida Smile on 3, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Nice smile.
Try to hold it. Good. like that? Kidding. Here we go. Florida smile with the alligator now. All right, as we talked about before, 40 pearly whites on top, 40 pearly whites on the bottom. Every time this guy loses a tooth, another one grows back in the same exact spot. They'll go through about 3,000 teeth in a lifetime. Now notice that there's little to no opening in the back of his throat. Reason for that is because he possesses what's called the palatal valve, or the scientific term for it would be the glottis. It's a flap of skin that he keeps closed. Remember, he hunts underwater, so if he's underwater hunting fish, turtles, other alligators, things like that, and that throat is open when he catches his prey, he's going to swallow too much water, and he's going to drown. So he keeps that shut, okay? When he goes and catches his prey, he'll take it to the top of the surface. He opens his throat and swallows his food whole. His teeth are not made for chewing, ladies and gentlemen. They're made for grabbing and crushing my fingertips. Everybody agree? All right. Now, a little bit about this alligator before we continue on here. An alligator is an ambush predator. If you see him here in the wild in Florida, they go from here, the southern tip of Florida, all the way to Louisiana, all the way across to North Carolina. There's 5 million in existence. 1 million of those are in the state of Florida. If you see an alligator in the wild, what you're going to see is the tip of his nose in the water, of course, and the tip of his nose and the top of his eyes. What that enables him to do is smell prey with his nostrils here, everybody can see, from over a mile away. Right behind his eyes, he's got these little ear flaps. You see him flutter up and down right here. See him flutter up and down. Those are used for a couple of things. He keeps them closed when he goes underwater so the water doesn't get in. He can also hear a fish jump out of the water about 100 meters away. He can also, when he gets really tired of swimming, he flaps them up and down really fast and he can fly like a bird. Right over the top, huh, guys? I lost my last job last week as a stand-up comedian. You guys see why, right?
Ah, shucks.
Kidding. So right above that, you have his eyeballs. 3 sets of eyelids. One opens and closes just like us. Right here you can see. The second is a nictating membrane. It's a clear lens that slides from front to back, clearing out dust and debris. It is also a set of goggles underneath the water. Here you go. Right down. There you go. There. Here we go on this side. Ready? Right there. Okay. Third set of eyelids is the coolest set of eyelids. Remember, in the wild, the biggest enemy of an alligator is another alligator. Okay? So if an alligator this size wants to bite somebody like this, in the head, he will sink his eyeballs directly into the back of his skull. He does this to survive, okay? If he loses one eyeball, it's a 50% chance of survival. Lose both eyes, can't see, can't eat, can't survive, right? So this developed from a hunting technique into a show in the early 30s and 40s. Okay, you have to remember they built the Tamiami Trail in 1932. That travels from Tampa all the way to Miami. Okay, when they built that trail, tourists would drive by, see a Seminole man on the back of an alligator. They'd pull over, ask some questions, throw a little bit of money for gratitude. Concept born. Now instead of using these alligators for food, we'll use them for shows, gain revenue for our family that way. And they soon found out that the crazier the trick they would do, the more money people would give them. So for your entertainment and your money, I'm going to stick my face in this alligator's mouth.
Oh, my God.
Crickets, huh? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to do that. That's a sick joke unless there's somebody standing here behind me. We will get pretty close here. This trick that I'm about to show you is the close shave. Okay? If it goes correctly. If it goes wrong, we'll call it the face-off.
Face-off. Wow.
That scary, guys? All right, I'm going to show you guys one more trick. Listen, you guys have been a good crowd. I've never done this with this alligator before, so bear with me. But I'm going to show you one more, but only for your enthusiasm. You guys ready to see one more trick?
Yes, we are.
That'll work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't get a chance to tell you this, I'm glad you guys came out. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Absolutely.
It's called dancing. Little girl, come help. All right, you guys ready? and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Wow.